a sad song. Anyways, I'm about to start crying. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, or welcome to the Pickle Jar. This is What's the Dill? I'm your host, Mackenzie Pickle. We are full-fledged jumping into the Christmas spirit, y'all. I have all my Christmas decorations up. Maybe you can spot like the Grinch. I have a Grinch pillow. I love the Grinch. Review will come out for sure. Don't worry about that. This has to be my favorite time of year. I mean, there's all the decorations, the lights, there's Christmas cheer. Everybody just has some holiday spirit. And it's a celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ, which always makes me feel so grateful and happy. Plus, we have a lot of wonderfully cozy Christmas movies that'll definitely have you feeling a little emotional, you know? I mean, like, come on, who doesn't love a good Christmas movie? Today, we are reviewing one of my more recent favorites. It came out in 2022, and it is the musical Spirited. It was on Apple TV. It's still just on Apple TV, I think, but it stars Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds, and Octavia Spencer. It's so good, you guys. It's so good, and I have been obsessed with it since it came out. Shout out to one of my really good friends, Shelby, for getting me to watch this movie because you made me get addicted to it. Like, I listen to the soundtrack year round. It is so good. So shout out Shelby. Thank you. This movie is a musical adaptation of the classic Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Scrooge is such a Christmas icon, and this movie really does a good job of interpreting it because there's so many different types of A Christmas Carols out there. You know, I feel like everybody has done one somewhere, but Spirited does a really cool, unique take on it. Especially if you like musical theater, I think it's really, really cool, and it turns the whole story on its head, and it's really, I don't know, it's really creative and a little goofy and very fun. Let's jump right in. Now, I just want to hit some highlights because I really want you to go see this movie. I love this movie so much, and I want to watch it again soon, and I will, don't worry. But if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. I mean, it has Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds, and Octavia Spencer. So I think we all understand that it's goated. You know what I'm saying? Like, the performances are incredible. My first thing I want to talk about is the soundtrack. It is so good, and like, I feel like we kind of knew Will Ferrell could sing already, you know? Like, have you seen Step Brothers? No, but like, seriously, Will Ferrell has a good voice. And then you have Ryan Reynolds, and I loved getting to see him have to sing and dance, and like tap dance. Watching Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds tap dance together, I never really thought I'd see that in my life, but it is wonderful. And then, of course, you have Octavia Spencer, who blesses everything she touches. And her character and her role and her song, The View from Here, I think that arguably is one of my favorite moments. It is, I can't put it into words, okay? I can't. But yeah, the vocal performances are really good. I mean, it's definitely not like, holy cow, these are some of the greatest singers ever, because like they're not singers, they're actors, you know? But they do a really good job, I think. And also the ensemble, like, oh my gosh, the ensemble carries. The ensemble carries, don't even play. Shout out to the ensemble, the unsung heroes, really. Also, we have to talk about the dance choreography. This movie, like, I feel so strongly that this is some of the greatest choreography. Just, it is absolutely stunning. It tells such a good story, and there's like, it's a huge ensemble, and I love tap, okay? I'm a tapper. I love tap so much, and there's so many just cool little tap moments, and like, when they're on the desk and they're preparing for like the year that they're gonna go and haunt Clint, which is Ryan Reynolds' character, it's like them explaining this whole like board of different points and things they're gonna try to like get into Clint's life with, and like how they're gonna reach out to him and stuff. When I tell you that they're like sitting there and it's like one person and then two people and then three, and it's like them adding on, like tapping on top of the desk, I'm shook right now, like thinking about it. And I don't know if what I said made any sense just now, but I need you to watch the movie and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Also, Good Afternoon. What? Good Afternoon is so good. Good Afternoon is when Ryan and Will are tapping together, but it is so funny, and it's just so well choreographed. Bringing Back Christmas, Ryan Reynolds' little like number at the very beginning. First of all, not one, not two, 3 costume changes. 3. 3. Okay. It was phenomenal. And it's just the song is so addictive, but it's also like, it's so clever because he's sitting there like singing about how to rile these people up to basically like listen to him and take his advice and give him money, because he's like a marketing person for like social media and businesses, like things like that. He creates conflict and division to further like business purposes or further fame and success and stuff. And it's like, what? Like there's a whole little part of the movie where they're talking about like beef between two celebrities and how like both sides are gonna get something out of it, even though it's one-sided beef technically. Like I think it's between like Ed Sheeran and Billie Eilish or something that they're like making up or something. And so they're literally sitting there and they're like, okay, like Ed's gonna make the post and then Billie's gonna make a post about it and then Ed's gonna send out an apology right before like this award show, and then they're both gonna be good. And I know it's a movie, but it's like division and stuff like that is how people get their way all the time. If you can create conflict and chaos, you can win people over to your side. And it's like not creating peace at all, but it's still like you can use it to get your way. And that kind of is scary that is how things are done, you know? I mean, because that's like the world we live in. Yes, it's a movie and it might be being taken to some extremes in here, but it's like being so cutthroat and like conflict all the time and doing that and like basically like manipulating these situations to get your way is so insane to me. And the fact that we get like snippets into that in the movie is so just like enlightening, I feel like. I don't know. It's just really, it makes you like look at the real world around us and kind of make connections to this insane conflict that they're creating so that their clients will skyrocket with fame and stuff. And if you take that and you like look at the world around you, you can see some similarities and you're like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. That's why I love like Will Ferrell's character, because he's trying to like create peace and he wants to change Clint, which is Ryan Reynolds' character, into not being this man who creates chaos and conflict for his own good and for the growth of his company and growth of his clients and stuff. Oh my gosh. And then another number I have to talk about is Do a Little Good. Stop. The end, when they're talking about like, because Christmas Present grows and he understands that like he doesn't have to be selfless all the time. He needs to take care of himself as well. And then Clint learns that like you need to be a better person. That was so great. But like you need to like try more and be more selfless and not only think about yourself. So it's like a good balance of like taking care of yourself but also not being selfish and being a kind person who does help others while still maintaining a healthy balance of self-care. Like boom, what crazy. But Do a Little Good is so, and I feel like it's so good, especially in the fact that in the song it talks about, you know, doing good during Christmas time but also during the whole year, because that's what matters. It's easy to do good when everyone's happy and like Christmas cheer and the lights and the decorations and everything, but what about the rest of the year? What about January through November, you know? So it's a really good little message. I think that the movie has a good plot. It is a little cheesy, but like it's Christmas. It's a Christmas movie. It's going to be cheesy, you know? But it does get really emotional. Like it hits a pretty difficult topic in the middle of it that I'm not going to go into right now, you know? Definitely watch it on your own. It talks about, you know, what can happen when you use too much conflict for your advantage. Like when conflict turns into bullying and, you know, because Clint's helping his niece try to win the student council vote and they end up bullying this other kid and ruining his life and he can't handle it. And it's just, it is so raw and emotional, and it just kind of goes to show like the consequences of your actions, you know? I want to talk about the ending too really fast. The ending definitely caught me off guard when I first watched it. It's like I kind of knew that something was gonna happen just because, you know, like it has to. It's like you're watching it and you just know something has to happen. But Clint like for real dying was not what I thought was gonna happen. But Clint taking Christmas Present's job as after he died and like doing that whole thing so that Christmas Present could go and be a human again and like live and marry Kimberly and have, it's just so sweet, you know what I mean? And they're both changed for the better. I can't. And Clint reuniting with his sister, stop. I have to go back to The View from Here for just a second. The View from Here, the little like slow-mo choreo as she's singing, like when she was about to go like and quit her job and everything like that. Go watch it right now. I can't. Also, time out. First of all, the comedic timing is wonderful. Like we've already known that, you know what I mean? The chemistry in the movie, also amazing. Christmas past entrance to meeting Clint. Whoa, it was insane. First of all, her outfit, the boots house down Nessa Rose underneath the house Tornado Wizard of Oz. Like literally absolutely insane. I don't know why, like, it's just the music in the background and her, like, little strut in there and Clint being like, oh, and she's like, hey, and they're like, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I love their little relationship. It is so good. Her little comments about Clint and, like, how attracted she is to him, so funny to me. Oh, one more little note about the division topic. In Clint's song Bringing Back Christmas, he literally says, it's not enough for folks to love you. They've got to hate your rivals more. Like, is it just me or does that hit hard? You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of makes me sad because it's so true in real life. Like, you see it all the time, you know? I do want to say, too, like, the CGI and also the editing, very, very good. I really enjoyed it. One of my favorite little moments is when Christmas Present is, like, trying to scope out Clint or something, and he, like, walks up, or they're trying to scope out someone else, but then they meet Clint, and Clint, like, stops in front of him. It's like, they're ghosts, so nobody can see them unless they're like, hey, look at me, and, like, let you see them. Christmas Present is standing there, and Clint, like, walks up, and he's, like, right in his face, and he's like, I don't care, Senator. Post it. And he's being like a little like brat kind of. Typical Ryan Reynolds character is like very sarcastic, a little charming brat. That is what he's acting like. And it's just a really cool shot because then he walks straight through Christmas Present, and I just think that was done really well. One final little note that I have that I think we have to talk about. Is it superficial? Yes. But first of all, the costumes for everyone, I love the costumes. I think they're really cool. Arguably one of my favorite costumes of all time is in this movie. It's worn by Ryan Reynolds. And one thing I have to preface, you know, I think Ryan Reynolds is attractive. Most people do. I think, you know, it's pretty obvious, pretty well known. Like, he's conventionally attractive and he's funny and he's like charismatic, which make him more attractive, you know? I feel like the entire world loves Ryan Reynolds, you know what I mean? But he does play like a similar character in pretty much everything because he's good at it, you know what I'm saying? And I really like seeing him in this, having to do a musical, because it doesn't feel like it's entirely in his genre. Like, the character's actions are, but doing the actual musical and the dance and the singing, I feel like it's really cool to see him be challenged by that. But I digress. Ryan Reynolds wears a leather Santa suit, and it is phenomenal. The scream I scrumped when I saw Ryan Reynolds in this leather Santa suit, it made me like 10 times more attracted to him. Like, before I was like, yeah, he's super charming, like, he's attractive, yeah, whatever. Seeing him in this, I was like, he is the epitome of men. Which is like insane. It is so good. They definitely understood the assignment. I want that leather suit, honestly. At least the jacket, please. A little bit more of a shorter one today. You know, it's the holiday season. Christmas movies are just so fun to watch. So I hope you'll watch this one. Spirited. It's on Apple TV. I'm going to rate this movie a 4 out of 5 stars. I just really enjoy it. I think it's one of the better Christmas movies that's come out in more recent years, you know. I really, really love it. I hope you'll go and watch it. That about wraps up today's episode. Sorry. Anyways, Pickle's pick for this week is Last Christmas by Wham. Of course, one of my favorite Christmas songs ever. It's always stuck in my head this time of year. Also, every time I listen to it, I do that like TikTok hand trend thing from like a few years ago. Please tell me y'all know what I'm talking about. I think it was popular in like 2019. I don't know how to explain it without, like, it's the like, you know, like, I do that every time I listen to the song. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to do a little good this holiday season, but also carry it through into the new year, you know? It's always nice to do something, even if it's just small, for other people. And I just hope that all of you will do that during this Christmas season and into 2025 as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, however you like to tune in, watching, listening, whatever. Please share and like this podcast. Share with your family and friends. I would really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. It's time to close the jar. I love you. Bye.